Most of us in this group, in this room, must be familiar with the iconic dialogues of Diwar, the Amitabh Bachchan, Shashi Kapoor starrer, in which in one particular sequence Amitabh Bachchan says, मेरे पास प्रॉपर्टी है, बंगला है, गाड़ी है, पैसा है, बैंक बैलेंस है, तेरे पास क्या है? Shashi Kapoor says very calmly, मेरे पास माँ है. Now let me relate this conversation to a recent incident that happened in Konkan. A rich person goes to a poor fisherman and tells him, मेरे पास गाड़ी है, बंगलो है, प्रॉपर्टी है, जायदाद है, बैंक बैलेंस है, बहुत सारे पैसे हैं, तेरे पास क्या है? ये रूखे सूखे मच्छी छोड़कर. And the poor fisherman smiles at him and says, साहब मेरे पास mangroves है. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, these are the mangroves which have protected this poor fisherman and his coastal village, his boats, or his entire property from the cyclonic attacks recently. In the same cyclone, the bungalows, the palaces, all built by the rich persons like our friend, have got washed away. Either they got drowned, and the cars got washed away, and they have lost lots of properties. What does it mean? It simply means mangroves are not just a muddy, dirty, wild plants that grow in the sea. Yes, they grow in the sea, but they act as a frontline soldiers. They act as the buffer zone between the coast and the sea to protect the seas. So they are very much required. They are not to be neglected and ill-treated. We might say that Mumbai or Bombay those days has been formed by merging 7 islands. Bombay, Mumbai today stands on the graveyards of mangroves and wetlands. So is Navi Mumbai. Because our forefathers have made these mistakes by destroying the mangroves, does it mean that we continue to do that? Does it mean that the new infrastructure projects that are coming in, they also need to do the same mistake? In fact, the mangrove count has been lost to a large extent, by the extent about 40% in the last 40 years. That means the kind of damage that we have done post-independence is much larger than what the Britishers had done. In the last decade alone, Mumbai lost lots of 71% of its wetlands. So what do wetlands and the mangroves do for us? How do they protect us? Let me tell you very briefly, do a small comparison study. Then I'll come to my airport subject. Ladies and gentlemen, mangroves and wetlands, both of them do protect us. The wetlands act as urban sponges, which means they absorb the excess flood water and prevent that water getting into our colonies, getting into our cities and streets. So you might say during the floods, a lot of water is already coming into the cities because of the, all of us remember the 26/7 floods, 2006. Mumbai got flooded. We had neck deep water everywhere. The cars which were stuck on the highways, water started entering there. People have died, choked, drowned. Cars got washed away again. So why does this water come in? Exactly, that water came into the cities because we have played with the nature. We have blocked all the wetlands. We have played with the free flow of tidal water. So water finds its own course. Let me give a small example. Suppose there is a small leak. This is a leak in your kitchen, in the sense that from the kitchen sink tank, the water does not go out into the drain. So what happens? Your kitchen gets flooded. Same thing happens in the bathrooms. Your bedroom, your halls, living rooms get flooded if the water is not allowed to go out. Similar thing is happening, and it has been happening continuously. Yet we don't learn from our mistakes. History repeats itself. Unfortunately, we don't learn any lessons from history. So continuing this same kind of destruction, let me take up this case study of Uran, which is ecologically very fragile. It has lots of, it had in fact lots of lakhs of thousands of hectares of mangroves and several wetlands. In the name of urban development, infrastructure development projects, we have started burying them one after the other, and lots stand on the graveyard of these wetlands and the mangroves. So that is kind of scenario, and it has already showing its impact. The villages which have not witnessed any flooding for the past 15 to 20 years today are reeling under floods during non-monsoon seasons. Imagine in months of February and March when everybody celebrates Holi and other festivals. The villagers in Kunde and other places in Uran, they are busy throwing out water, excess water from their little houses. Why it is happening? Because of this landfill on the water on the wetlands, the land level of these levels of those wetlands is going up, and the low lying areas are getting inundated with water. So as we all know, water finds its own course. So now coming to the airport project. The wetlands around the airport are also very, very important for the existence of airport itself. First of all, the entire airport project itself is anti-environment. Today, if you go and see how the project is coming up, lots of rocky hills are being flattened. Three rivers have been merged and combined into one single channel, and that water is going to go through a new node which is coming up. It's called Ulve. So tomorrow Ulve will have a problem in case of excess, because of the hills which block the clouds, which take the brunt of the rains and storms, they are being flattened overnight, almost overnight. So next 3 years, you see that entire area will be a great, vast Maidan, vast landmass with nothing like greenery. It's called Greenfield Airport, but you don't see anything green around the airport. The wetlands, they serve as a breeding ground for lots of fish. They serve as a destination for lots of migratory birds. Most of us who stay in Mumbai and Navi Mumbai are familiar with the flamingos that visit us during winters. These flamingos come and thrive on these wetlands. They survive on the algae, the fish, the little aquaculture that grows there. Not only that, mangroves and wetlands both act as carbon sinks. In view of the green emissions, the environmental climate section, the climate action plan that we are talking about, these kind of natural heritage projects are very, very important for our own survival. It's not for us for today or tomorrow. It's for us forever. Nature has given us this. Mangroves have been formed, history says, 140 million years ago. Indo-Malaysian region, that's where the mangroves were first noticed, and along with the waves, mangroves got flowed towards Europe and Americas. The rest of the world, they are preserving mangroves, and India were destroying them on the one side. On the other hand, we claim that mangroves, the density of mangroves is growing. The density of mangroves is growing, ladies and gentlemen, because of the silt which is not being cleared. And that is also not good, because if the silt is covered and mangroves grow on that, you will be losing mud flats, the muddy place where the birds come and rest and roost. They will be losing those. There are at least 5-6 wetlands which Bombay Natural History Society has pointed out that they should be preserved and conserved, not only for the city but also in view of the airport project. The airport project is before the airport project has come up, we have already started destroying these wetlands. And migratory birds, what will they do? In case when they miss their destinations, they are going to fill up the skies. So what happens when they fill up the skies? Imagine aircraft taking off and 1 or 2 bird hits happen, and the aircraft goes back to the airport and from where it is taken off, because the engine gets damaged. And if you can imagine what happens if hundreds and thousands of birds in the sky when the aircraft takes off. That will be a pilot's nightmare. These are the issues that we have been raising. We have been writing to the Chief Minister. We have been doing digital agitations. Being the kind of place that where I'm in a media person, I'm a journalist, I can't be going into the streets and holding a placard saying they stop this and to the down so and so. We are doing a digital agitation. We are involving the people. So there are green shoots that are happening. There is a lot of public awareness which is being created now, thanks to the awareness campaign, awareness being created by people like us. I'm not alone in this my mission. There is Mr. Sunil Agarwal, there is Mr. Nandakumar Pawar, and there is Mr. Naresh Chandra Singh, Mr. Jyoti Natkani from Khargar. We are all together. In fact, we are also working with the Bombay Natural History Society to preserve and conserve the biodiversity properties of MMR, Mumbai Metropolitan Region, to which nobody has paid any attention. Bombay Municipal Commissioner, Brihan Mumbai Municipal Commissioner, Mr. Chahal says by 2050, half of Mantralaya will be drowned. They talk only about Mumbai. What happens to the rest of the city, rest of the MMR? Today, Mumbai is not just the Greater Mumbai Municipal Corporation. The entire MMR area is huge. There are 15 municipal corporations and 10 municipal council areas and hundreds of villages which come under MMR. Will they survive if Mantralaya gets drawn to the extent of 50% of the building? Obviously, no. So, which is why we started this campaign called Mumbai Diversity.
Maharashtra Environment Minister Mr. Aditya Thackeray is a great fan of biodiversity, and we have been requesting him to save our biodiversity not only in Mumbai but also of MMR region. This is the kind of birds and beauty that we see in mangrove and wetland areas. Look at this beautiful sight. And this is how the mangroves and wetlands are being destroyed in Uran. The left frame shows the burial of lush green mangroves for JNPT SEZ, and on the right side is the way the wetland at Jasai, which has been buried in front of our eyes. We could not unfortunately save it. This is how the mangroves are being mercilessly killed. The mangroves on the left and the debris on the right. Highway expansions, port works, infrastructure projects, special economic zones, airport, bullet train. These are all going to eat into our mangroves, ladies and gentlemen. And bullet train, for instance, is going to massacre something like 54,000 mangroves, equivalent to 5.5 Azad Maidans. This is how the Panjay wetland used to appear once upon a time, the left frame, and this is how the Panjay wetland appears now on the right frame, in the right frame. But of course, of late there has been a semblance of water with the removal of tidal water blocks at Panjay wetland. But more generally throughout the year, this is how the dried up Panjay wetland appears with hardly any birds in sight. This is another piece of wetland, TS Chanakya and NRI wetlands at Nerul in Navi Mumbai, on which CIDCO has planned to build a golf course. Environmentalists like Sunil Agarwal, they have gone to High Court and won the case. The High Court has struck down the golf course, but CIDCO has gone to the Supreme Court challenging the High Court verdict. If we lose out these wetlands, it will be disastrous from the environmental point of view. Navi Mumbai International Airport, though it's called a greenfield airport, nothing green about it. In fact. This picture was shot last year when three rivers were joined and converted into a single channel. The hills behind that you see, they are being flattened very rapidly. Very soon we'll be losing out this natural heritage called the hills, and of course the rivers are being diverted. MIA and wetlands, we are talking about 360 hectares of wetlands. The wetlands not only attract their own quota of birds, migratory birds, they also serve as a refuge for birds from Thane Creek Flamingo Sanctuary. During high tide, these birds come and take refuge here in these wetlands in Navi Mumbai, and CIDCO and other infrastructure projects are hell bent on destroying them. The birds have a typical habit called site fidelity, which means they keep returning to the same site again and again. These are the birds which were ringed by BNHS researchers some 3-4 years ago, and they have come back. They have been recently seen at Panjay and Alibag. The bird researchers are generally excited about this scenario because this shows the flight pattern of the birds. But of course, what happens if these birds with the habit of site fidelity missing their destinations? What will happen is a disaster. Navi Mumbai International Airport is going to be an invitation for environmental disaster. This is how the birds are going to fill up the skies. Imagine flight taking off and you have so many birds surrounding it. With 1 or 2 bird hits, you have the flights returning to the airports or developing engine failures. And if you have so many birds, it's going to be just a pilot's nightmare. Is it because of public apathy or official lethargy that we have been losing out on environment? I say public apathy plus official lethargy is going to be a recipe for disaster. Mangrove destruction has led to flooding in Oran villages that I've discussed earlier, and yet we don't learn any lessons. And you build highways and roads on mangroves and the loose soil. This is how the roads crack. This happened in Uran recently. History repeats itself, but it's sad that we don't learn from history. The problem with Mumbai is that Mumbaikars do not realize that there is a problem. That's why our campaign to create awareness. Baby steps have begun. There has been a lot of awareness that has been spread thanks to our campaigns. This is how mangrove site which has been blocked from the tidal water flow has suffered a lot. 5,000 mangroves in fact have died there. Thanks to our pressure, thanks to the orders from the mangrove committee, etc. Finally, the NHAI has reopened the tidal water flow, and the mangroves have started sprouting all over again on their own. And we're happy that the world's largest English publication has supported our campaign with an editorial comment. As a next step, we have requested the government to permit Navi Mumbai Municipal Corporation to name the city to Navi Mumbai as a Flamingo City. There have been a lot of developments on this front. NMMC itself has applied to the government, to the center, to tag the city as a Flamingo City as part of its Swachhata Abhiyan 2022. Let's see what happens there. And this is of course last ditch effort for us. The city is being painted pink with a lot of flamingos. Flamingo sculptures are being put up at various traffic junctions. City is being generally looking beautiful. But of course, if we lose out our wetlands and mangroves, we'll be losing out on these birds also. The future generations will have to be contented with these concrete sculptures of flamingos in this concrete jungle. Man versus nature conflict is not good for us, either for the present or for the future. Hence, please join us in our campaign, ladies and gentlemen. Hashtag our city, our duty. Hashtag our city, our duty. That's it from me. Happy New Year.